Hello there and welcome to another CodeZong video. We are going to continue working with Lightbot. The last time we worked on the basics, but this time we're just going to slide over one and we're going to look at procedures. Let's go ahead and get started. Procedures is actually a little bit more difficult. Now when you click on this for the first time, you're going to just see this number 1. I have numbers 1 through 6 available to me because I've gone through this entire exercise. You'll see 2 through 6 locked if this is your first time. So what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and punch that number 1. It'll let you know that we've got 11 commands here. We're going to go ahead and press that play button to get started. So our goals are the same. We're just going to go ahead and move around to the blue spots to light them up. So we're going to need more space in the main slot for these next puzzles. And the reason for that is because we're going to make use of something new called the proc. So these are kind of procedures, right? These are subroutines or things that you can use to repeat code. So it says, I know, maybe you can add commands to my new proc1 slot. We'll go ahead and continue. The P1 command tells me to run the commands in proc1. When I see P1, I simply run all the commands in proc1. Got it. Good luck, he says. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these puzzles from here on out, and we're going to look for repeatable patterns that we can include in proc1. The first that I see is that we can move forward 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That's a repeatable pattern. So I'm going to put moving forward in our proc 4 times. And then what I'll do is I'll reference P1 in the main program. And that's going to move me forward 4 spaces. Then I will turn, and I'll move forward 2 spaces, and turn again. And then I'll reference the P1 proc because I'm going to move 4 spaces again. And then lastly, I'll end by lighting up that block. Let's press play and see if that works. And it looks like it does, so let's go ahead and continue. Let's see what we have next. So again, we're looking for a repeatable pattern here. I know that I can move forward 2 spaces, and then I can turn to the left. I can move forward 2 spaces and turn to the left again. That sounds like a repeatable pattern, but then I move forward 2 spaces and turn right to continue down the maze. So my repeatable pattern, I think, is really just going to be moving forward 2 times. So let's try using that and see if that helps us. So we'll say let's move forward 2 times, and then turn, and then move forward 2 times again, and then turn. Oops, let me fix that. There we go. Move forward 2 times, turn, move forward 2 times, and turn. Let's see, so then we will move forward 2 times again, and then turn the other direction, and then move forward 2 times, and then turn, move forward 2 times, and then light. Let's try that. Got a little bit of latency here, but it looks like it's working. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue. Okay. So we're getting used to using proc1. So here's a tip. Proc1 is very useful for patterns of commands. Well, that's good because that's kind of what we're doing. You can reuse patterns in proc1 by using many P1 commands, right? That's kind of what we're doing. So that's an extra tip for us. So here's what we know. We look here and we know that we've got this pattern. We've got these 3 bricks that we light. We know that we need to, on this first set, we need to light, move forward, light, move forward, and then light. So that's our proc1. Let's go ahead and use proc1 in our main program. Then what we'll do is we will turn, we'll jump down, and then immediately jump up. And then we will turn, and then we'll light all those blue bricks. Then we will turn, we'll jump down, and then jump up. Then we'll turn again, and then light all those bricks. Let's try that. All right, it's got a little bit of latency. It's catching up to us though. There we go. And we did it. Excellent. Let's move on. Okay, so here's what our pattern is. We know that in every occasion we need to move forward 1, 2, 3 times and light. Let's go ahead and set that as our proc. And then we'll use our proc, and then we will turn and jump and turn, and then use our proc. That brings us to the second level, at which point we will turn, we'll jump, and then turn again, and then we'll use our proc to light that last brick. Let's try that. That looks good so far. Excellent. We did it. Let's move on. Okay. So now we've got the P2 command. The P2 command tells me to run the commands in proc 2. Bonus hint, you can use P2 in proc 1. So now we can embed some of these procedures. Let's see what we have to do. All right, let's take a look and first see if we can notice any repeatable patterns. We know that we're going to move forward 1, 2 spaces and light, 1, 2 spaces and light. So that is a procedure. Let's go ahead and identify that as a procedure. And then let's see, let's take a look. We know that we've got situations here where we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we know that there's going to be situations where we've got 2 blue bricks to light in a row. So I think we can comfortably say that we could do this as proc 2. So let's have a look at this. Here's what I want to do. I want to first do proc 1, which will execute proc 2 twice and take me to the very end of that first row. Then I want to turn. Let me go ahead and bring over my turn. And then I want to do proc 1 again. That should bring me to this 4th blue brick, at which point I want to turn. And then I want to use P1 again, which should take me to the far left corner here. Now here's where things get a little bit different. Now what I'll do is I'll turn. Only this time, I want to use P2. And then I want to turn. And I want to use just a forward. Hold on, let me look at this. I want to use a P2 again. I think that's right. Let me go ahead and try this. All right, so far so good. Excellent. Looks like I'm okay so far. Here's where it gets a little weird, but it looks like we got it. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue. Now the thing that you have to keep in mind as you look at this, there's many ways to do these things. Don't look at what I'm doing and think that that's the one way to do it. In fact, you're probably looking at what I'm doing and saying, hey, you know what, I can optimize that, I can make that work a little bit better. And when you're doing this on your own, you should definitely do that. So I'm not telling you that this is the one definitive way to do it, this is a way to do it. And if you can find a better way to do it, you should absolutely go with that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. This one looks really challenging. So here's what we know. We've got, let's see, we have a we have a light, jump, light, jump pattern. Let me do light, jump, light, jump, light, jump as a pattern. And we know that I plan to kind of go around this map in a circle. So we can say, I'm going to turn 4 corners, so I think that I can comfortably say, let's go ahead and make proc 1 the proc 2, and then a turn. All right, these are my 2 procedures. I'm comfortable going with this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover everything I need to cover in this first corner. And I'll do that by just invoking the P1 procedure. That'll take me to the very far left corner. Then I want to turn. Hold on, let me evaluate this. Hold on a second. Okay, so I don't think that I want to turn. I think I just want to let's see. So I'm going, okay. I'm glad that I took a little bit of time to look at this. So I'm going to do P1. That's going to take me to the far left corner. But then I've got this portion where I'm going just straight down a line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke proc2 2 times. That should take me to the far corner. I'm sorry, that's the corner that's barely, you can barely see it. There is sort of at the top of the map there. Then I want to turn. Then I want to go ahead and invoke proc1 again. And then I want to turn. And then I want to jump, light, jump, and light. Yeah, as I'm looking at this, there's probably a better way to do this, but I think that this will probably get me complete. Let's go ahead and run it and see if I've made any mistakes. There it goes. So far, so good. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, yeah, I missed one. All right, so let's go ahead and evaluate what I've done wrong here. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to keep my procedures as is. Right now, I'm comfortable with them. We saw them work early on. Let's try this. We'll do P1. That'll take me to the corner. Oh, I think I see what I'm doing. Then what I want to do is I want to, let's see, P1. Now that invokes my turn. Let's go ahead and play. Let me see where P1 takes me. It takes me all the way to the top when I include another P1. Okay. So that's the thing. That's what I'm missing. What I have to do is I need to, let's do a P2. And we'll do another P2. Then what I need to do is I need to go ahead and turn. And then I believe I can start a P1. That should take me to the top, and then another P1, which should take me to back where I started. Let's go ahead and try that. All right, so far I'm getting what I'm expecting. And it does indeed take me back to where I started. So it does look like I'm even facing the direction that I need to go. So I'm going to conclude with a jump and a light, a jump and a light. And we'll try it one more time. Let's see if it works. All right, I'm getting to the end, and it looks like I got it. So as you can see, it's not always straightforward. Procs can also be, they can be handled completely different. It all depends on how you evaluate the puzzle. But eventually it does kind of come together. So we did clear level 2, which is good. Procedures, as you can see, it kind of gets a little bit difficult as you move on. It's not quite as easy as the basics. It certainly tripped me up there at the end, but we did clear it. So I'll go ahead and I'll indicate that we're done. So we're coming here to the end of what we can do in this app. The next thing that we're going to be working with is loops, but we'll go ahead and close the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you did like what you saw, please make sure to drop a like on this video. And of course, make sure you subscribe. You'll get notified every time I put out a video like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again next week.